Welcome to Making Your Kitchen Store More, the latest in an exciting series of videos from Better Homes and Gardens, designed to make your life easier. Get ready for some of the very best storage ideas from around the country. And here to bring them to you is your hostess for this idea-filled show, Barb Simon.
Hi, welcome to the Better Homes and Gardens Idea Kitchen. We've packed it so full of storage that it probably won't win any Sleek Look Award, but it will help us demonstrate some really nifty storage ideas. Some will apply to your kitchen and some won't. Some might even seem old hat, but I'm willing to bet that many more will hit you like they did me. Wow, why didn't I think of that? Many of our ideas are inexpensive and easy to buy. You'd be surprised how many storage things you can buy ready-made and install in a few minutes. Other ideas are a bit more ambitious. They'll need to be custom-made, but only a few need much expertise. Hey, I can install most of this stuff, and believe me, I'm all thumbs. We'll cover everything from filling voids around appliances, to adding shelving units, to cutting into stud walls, to adding peninsulas. Not all of our ideas necessarily add storage space. Some of them simply help you get at existing space and make it more usable, like those wasted corners where two cabinets meet to form a 90-degree angle. Other ideas will help you make better use of easy-to-get-at space like backsplashes, and some ideas will just plain help you organize better, but they all help you store more. I think you'll be surprised how much extra storage space you'll be able to squeeze out of your kitchens. We'll take a look at more than 60 ideas in all before we're through. Our program's divided into 7 sections: wall cabinets, base cabinets, backsplashes and counters, floor area, ceilings, wall space, and finally, nooks and crannies. It might help to watch the show all the way through the first time. Then, sit down in the middle of your kitchen and just stare at every square inch of it. Open doors and drawers, measure gaps, try to visualize some new ideas of your own. Then go back to this tape and review the ideas that make the most sense for your kitchen. This isn't a how-to show, so forget about your hammers, saws, and screwdrivers. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
If your VCR has a counter, zero it here. When you see an idea you like, jot down the counter number for easy reference later. We have also included titles for each idea to make them easier to find if you scan the tape. Wall cabinet space.
An easy place to start looking for extra storage is right here in your cabinets. Sometimes just reorganizing is all it takes. And there are some great ready-made products that can help you get a lot more out of the same space. If you're like most people, me included, your cabinets probably look like this, with a lot of wasted space in the upper third. With a simple metal rack like this one, you can almost double your usable space. Cans, bottles, and boxes are much easier to reach. It even looks neater. Incidentally, we'll come across a lot of products like these that you can buy. We've included their names and addresses along with this cassette. Do you ever have trouble seeing what's stashed clear in back of the top shelf? A clever designer came up with the idea of installing a mirror on the top inside of the cabinet. Now you can see everything at a glance. Lazy Susans are a nice addition too. They make it easy to spin things in back to the front. Lazy Susans come in a wide variety of sizes and are very easy to install. The only tool you need is a screwdriver.
Let's just, as a matter of course.
To utilize the space right under the shelf, you could just clip on one of these hanging shelves. These are great for storing linens, plastic lids, anything that will fit into a shallow space. Try this idea. The canisters pull out and seal with airtight lids. Just mount it under the shelf, and it pretty much fills that wasted space with dried beans, spaghetti, spices, and lots more. You might want to try installing a back-of-the-door shelf like this. Most units come with self-tapping screws, so all you'll need is a screwdriver. Be sure when you're installing it to check the screw length. You don't want them poking through the face of your cabinet. Be sure when you're installing it to carefully align it so that the door closes without bumping the inside shelf. Back of the door shelves also work great on pantry or basement doors, especially for taller items like bottles that may not fit in a standard size cabinet. If you've got hollow core doors, you'll want to use molly bolts like these. Be sure to get the ones designed for hollow core doors. This custom-built unit not only adds storage space, but it also makes things a lot easier to get at in the pantry. Many of these storage shelves can be bought at hardware, houseware, or home improvement stores and installed with nothing more than a screwdriver and an electric drill. Now, here's probably one of the most overlooked storage sites, the side of an end cabinet. Look at your cabinets. Is there space to add shelves? Or an even larger unit like this one? Also look for a little sliver of space between a wall cabinet and windows. It's perfect for a spice rack. Try adding a door if you don't want things to show.
Base cabinet space.
The same storage places we found in our wall cabinets can also be found in base cabinets. Once again, store-bought storage units really help you pack more things into the same space. Slide-out shelves really work well in base cabinets. Instead of killing your back by bending down and digging around in the back of your cabinet, you just slide everything to you. Just screw the tracks to the bottom of the cabinet. How many times have you lost stuff in that back space where two cabinets meet? Way back underneath here. I have no idea what's in mine. I love this one. The half-moon shape adds lots of storage by making that area usable. It attaches to the door. Isn't it slick? If you want a built-in unit, there's no limit to the possibilities. This is a neat idea. The whole unit pulls out. This is a Lazy Susan that has pull-out bins. These wire cabinet organizers come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, from narrow to wide. They make every square inch of your cabinets easier to get at. Even if you have to remove an existing shelf, you'll still end up with more usable space. In fact, by the time you're through, your kitchen could look like this. This whole kitchen was outfitted in a single afternoon. Want to double the space in your utensil drawer? Just pop a unit like this into the top half. Put your utensils in it and use the space underneath for storing things you use less. If your drawer is too wide, you can slip in a piece of wood like we did to support one edge of the rack. This will also add a separate compartment to your drawer. Here's one more handy storage area that usually goes to waste. Right here at the front of your sink. In the newer factory-made cabinets, this area is covered by two false front sections that are removable. In older cabinets and in most custom-made units, this portion is not so easy to remove, so you'll have to cut out the two pieces, leaving the center to support the sink. But in either case, you simply attach a bin to the back of each one and add self-closing hinges on the bottom. I bought these bins and hinges as a kit. They work great for storing scrub brushes, hand soap, scouring pads, things like that. You can even take them out to clean. Here's another nifty idea. How about stashing your space-grabbing lids like this, one per door? Just string some fishing line across the inside of each cabinet door.
Backsplash and counter space.
Backsplashes make great places to hang things that take up counter space. You may already have a spice rack here. Actually, shelves of all types and sizes work well. We built this one ourselves. You can even fill the entire wall if you wish, or just build a single shelf. Some you can buy ready-made like this one. Your options are unlimited. You can even recess a toaster or can opener in the backsplash if the space behind the wall allows. And right nearby, the bottom of your wall cabinets, is another surface you can put to work for you. You may have seen the small hand appliances and sleek long microwaves that are made especially for suspending under your cabinets. They still leave usable counter space beneath them. There are, of course, a whole host of ready-made drawers and shelving units you can hang. Or you can make your own, like the one we built here. And look at these nifty ready-made units that snug up under the cabinets, barely visible. This one is great for keeping your cookbook up out of the mess when you're preparing a recipe. And this one holds 24 spices. Another version holds knives up out of the reach of children. Okay, now, let's talk about the counter itself. This one's cheating because it really doesn't add storage space, but it does eliminate clutter, an appliance garage. If it's built into a corner of the counter, it's probably using space that's usually ignored. Look at this one. It has a door just like the ones on roll-top desks. If you have a counter unit running across the end of your kitchen, a dining area or other room adjoining it, and no ceiling-hung cabinets above the counter, then you might consider adding a storage unit like this one at the back of the counter. Or like this one. And run the unit all the way to the floor with storage shelves serving the opposite room.
Floor space.
Still hunting for space? How about adding an island to the middle of your kitchen? This portable's really handy. It goes anywhere you do. And just look at the extra storage space you get. It's perfect for storing mixing bowls, pots and pans, flour, sugar, just about anything you can think of. Add a drawer for utensils. Look how nicely cookie sheets store in this one. Now you've got room for a whole library of cookbooks. Here's another version. Some islands are nothing more than serving centers. This one's kind of a mobile bar. This is my favorite. What a great place for a stovetop. Or a separate sink for salad making. Stick a microwave in one. Islands can be small and simple, big and complex, or even round. This one is great too. Believe it or not, it even has its own pull-out dining table. So you're saying, sure, islands are great, but my kitchen's not big enough for one. How about adding a peninsula at one end of your kitchen? This does require a little more planning. You'll want to match your existing cabinetry and countertops. You've created a large corner space in your cabinet, so you'll also have to consider ways of revising access to the cabinet space you've covered up. But this can be a good space for those larger, less frequently used items like ice cream makers, roasting pans, or punch bowls. Adding a peninsula isn't easy, but if you've got the space, know-how, and the money, peninsulas can add a ton of valuable storage space. This peninsula helps separate the kitchen from the traffic pattern. See how the designer added access to the back of the cabinets? What a great way to cut down on congestion in a small kitchen and make those hard-to-reach places more accessible. Add a couple of stools and you have a breakfast bar. Now, if adding a peninsula doesn't work for you either, try one of these freestanding storage bins. It'll give you extra counter space and storage space. They come in a variety of sizes. These are simple plastic bins. They're great for dry goods and non-perishable items, and they don't cost an arm and a leg.
Ceiling space.
If you can add an island or peninsula, or already have one, it's time to think about the ceiling above it. Can you put it to work for you too? How about a ceiling-hung wall cabinet? Or a custom storage unit? Would it block important views or create a closed-in feeling? If not, ceiling-hung storage units are a great storage idea. They're perfect above islands and peninsulas. The sky's the limit on designs. Multi-tiered. A homemade pole unit. Sleek and simple. Or wide open. Some ceiling hung units even work well next to a sidewall. You can buy or make units out of metal, wood. It doesn't matter. Whatever works best for your kitchen.
Wall space.
It doesn't take a genius to figure out that walls make a great place to hang shelves. But shelves can stick out and get in the way sometimes. If that's the case, you can recess the shelves into the wall. It'll take a little more work than simply hanging a unit on the surface, but it's worth the effort. Just tap your wall to locate the studs. Studs are the long vertical 2x4s that help support your wall. The space between two of these studs makes a great place to install a recessed shelving unit. Be sure to choose a spot with no ductwork, pipes, or electrical wiring, although wires can sometimes be moved fairly easily. Cut away the wall material and expose the two studs. You'll get at least 3.5 inches, sometimes to 5.5 inches of depth and 14 inches of width. And that's plenty of room for shelves that'll store everything from canned goods to crystal platters. If it looks too busy, add a door. This 3-tier pot rack nestles nicely between two studs. It's finished with drywall, ceramic tile, and 3 ready-made pot rack strips. If you have room for protruding shelves, your choices are endless. From cookbook shelves to wire racks that line the wall. These units make perfect use of an area too small to be of any other value. This one snugs 60 jars up to a small stretch of wall. Even tiny corner spaces can yield valuable square feet. Remember, every little bit adds up. If you have any empty wall that leads to a staircase or into a hallway, even if it's an odd shape, you may have enough wall space to create an artistic arrangement. Picture walls let you tastefully design with pots, utensils, or anything else you care to try. The point is, the more you put on the wall, the less you have filling valuable cabinet space. You can even hang a fold-down breakfast table. Now that's neat. This fold-down version doubles as a bulletin board when it's up. If you have the space, you can't beat a work center. They help you consolidate your cookbooks and paperwork and devote your countertops and cabinets to food preparation and storage. This one also works as a nice way to finish off the side of a refrigerator. I'll show you more ideas for around your appliances a little later. Don't forget about your windows. That is, if your kitchen has some. If not, these ideas may come in handy somewhere else. Consider hanging a shelf below the window as an extension of the sill, or in this case, right across the window. It makes a pretty place to display clear glassware. Or grow an herb garden. You can use this space for anything that's not affected by sunlight. We made ours a greenhouse window. Are you looking for a place to store that picnic basket or soup kettle? How about above your windows and doors? Is there room for a shelf? Do you have sliding glass doors leading to a porch or deck? Is there room above them for a shelf or two? And while you're looking up, check out the soffit, the space between your wall cabinets and ceiling. Is it closed off or inaccessible? If it is, you might consider opening it up. Again, this becomes a valuable space to store seasonal or seldom used items. Just keep in mind where there's a space, there's a possibility.
Nooks and crannies.
Here's a space that usually goes to waste, except for an occasional mop or broom. Many of us have wasted space around our refrigerator. Sometimes a larger refrigerator is replaced by a smaller one, leaving a slice of space. Sometimes old cabinets are replaced, leaving a gap. Sometimes the fridge sits between two doorways with space on either side. And sometimes it sits at the end of a counter, so all you see when you first walk into your kitchen is a big splotch of white. All these situations are prime candidates for added storage. Why not take this wasted space and turn it into something really useful? I love this. It holds as much as a wall cabinet. And two are better than one. The same spaces often pop up around ranges and ovens, too. Both wall-mounted and freestanding units can accommodate a shelf or two. Freestanding ovens are good candidates for shelf-end units. If you have a stove with a built-in exhaust fan, you can use the space above it for a unit like this. When it's closed, you don't even know it's there. This refrigerator used to sit by itself in this corner. Look at it now, surrounded by a broom closet, a phone center, and deep storage cabinets. How about a wine rack? This is another good idea for around and over the fridge. You could also run the shelves all the way to the floor. Well, that just about does it. Remember, we've shown you just a few of the possibilities. Every kitchen is unique, so explore. Look for the storage areas in your wall cabinets, your base cabinets, at the end of cabinets. Check out your wall space. Look for spaces around your appliances. Use your backsplashes and countertops more efficiently. Install an island or peninsula. Make your ceilings work for you. Now that you've seen this tape, you're in great shape to find those nuggets of space, big and small, that'll help you squeeze added storage space out of your kitchen. They're there somewhere. It's just a matter of finding them. Happy hunting!